Hey everybody, Jennifer from Scrapping Under the Influence. I am here with a new tutorial. So this is actually a redo of a project I did, oh my gosh, well before I was on the design team for Country Craft Creations. Like, I think it might have been one of the first tutorials I ever did. I think I maybe had done one or two prior to this one. And I had somebody ask a question on the video the other day and I had no clue what they were talking about because it had been that long. And then I was trying to watch the video back and figure out what it was they were talking about. And I went, you know what? I just need to redo this. Knowing what I know now, I can do a better job of it. So this is my Duo mini album. It is 5x7 with a 2 3/4 inch spine. For this, I used the Simple Vintage Berry Fields, which is absolutely beautiful. The red polka dot ribbon is from Country Craft Creations. I did use craft cardstock on this. I used one of the frames, the chipboard frames, and then some of the foam stickers because I love those foam stickers, I just gotta say. One of the ephemera pieces on the back. And that is like trying to snag on me. I keep catching it. Anyway. So opens up like this. You've got places you could put pictures here if you wanted to. I did leave these loose so you could stick a picture underneath. Then it opens up like this. So it mirrors itself on both sides. And so we'll go through one side and then the other. So this is magnetized. You could do ribbon closure if you wanted to. And it opens up like so. So I've got a little half-page flap here. Nice big spot for a picture there. I've got another flap here, and then again, just lots of space for pictures. This is the layered chipboard stickers that are part of the collection. Again, I've used the foam stickers here in the middle, so this is just a big pocket with a couple of the cut-aparts. And then I've got stacked belly bands here, which I was going to make inserts, and I ended up deciding to skip that for now. So stacked belly bands there. And then you've got that flap again there, another one of those chipboard stickers, and then the half-page flap one more time. And then that all closes up like so. On the opposite side, it is the same layout. The beauty of this one is you really can do these pages in both sides in any order you want to. I completely changed from my original one how I did the page bases themselves because my other one was really on the chunky side and it bothered me when I went back and looked at it, of course, knowing what I know now. And there you have it. It's actually a fairly easy project. It goes together, like the base and the two album pieces in here go together super fast. So there you go. The tutorial will play next, and thank you for watching. As always, if you end up making this, please share it on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. You can also share it on my Facebook page, Scrapping Under the Influence, or tag me on Instagram at Scrapping Under the Influence. And I also have another group just for any crafts that you may make, whether it's something that I've done a tutorial on, something you've come up with yourself. It doesn't even have to be paper crafts in Scrap Happy Peeps on Facebook as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so we are going to start with 4 pieces of chipboard that are 5x7, 2 pieces 1 1/4 by 7, and 1 2 3/4 by 7. So let's start with getting the cardstock down, or the chipboard down, that is, on the cardstock. So I'm going to use my 1-inch spacers. I am going to get the backing off of my tape, maybe. And I'm just going to drop that down just like so. And I'm going to repeat on the other 3. So, like I was saying in the walkthrough, this is a project that I did like 4.5 years ago. Before I was on the design team for Country Craft Creations. I think it was maybe the third or fourth mini album I'd done completely from scratch of my own design. And I have learned so much since then. And better ways to do things. And it wasn't until somebody asked me a question on that. And I literally like read their question and I'm like, okay, I don't understand what they're talking about. So then I went back and was trying to kind of watch part of my video to try to figure out what it was that she was talking about. As I'm watching this thing, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, no. I could do that better. I can do that better. Why is that so bulky? Why was I using all tape? So yeah, it was just, you know, one of those things I was like, you know what? Sometimes you got to go back and redo them. You do. Okay, so, did I say 5x7 chipboard, 7x9 cardstock? I might not have said the 7x9 cardstock, and if I didn't, I apologize. 4 pieces, 7x9 cardstock. Okay, for my spine pieces, first piece is going to be 6 3/4. That's not right. No, it's because that's the wrong spacer. That would be the right spacer, and that's still not right. Why is it so big? Is my stuff not the right size? 2 3/4. Oh no, it should be 5 3/4. Haha! See, I cannot do the math today. It's been a long day at work, and I cannot do the math. Okay, 5 3/4 by 9. Telling you, there are days I question, why am I doing this? Clearly. Okay. All right. For our other pieces, our cardstock is 9 by 4 1/4. So this one I did the math right. Oh my God, I'm telling you. You guys, some days. Some days. I should not be allowed in the craft room unsupervised or without a stiff drink. I'm not sure which this is today. But I have to go pick my husband up at the airport later, so it is what it is. There will be no vodka in my future today. Okay, done with the spacers. Okay, so I'm going to show you your spine and then one of your cover pieces, and then I'll do the other pieces off camera. So, and I will start with the little one. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to miter. Pretty sure that didn't get mitered where it's supposed to. Nope. Okay. Now I am going to take my 1/4" score tape, like so. Get the backing off. And then I'm going to come along this edge with glue. And that's too much. You can tell by looking at it. And it's going to go everywhere, but that's okay. And so I'm going to push up against the chipboard and then over and down. Well, maybe it wasn't too bad. Okay. And again, along the edge of the chipboard, my little open space there, over and down. Okay. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to burnish that cardstock down and over the edge of the chipboard there. Okay. You're going to do the same thing to these other 2 spine pieces. Okay. For the covers, we're going to start out the exact same thing. We're going to fold all the way around. We're going to miter. And miter. Okay. I'm going to go around all 4 sides this time with tape. Down there. Okay. The backing. Okay. I'm going to come down this side. And then again, I'm going to push up against the chipboard, over and burnish it down. And then again. And again. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other 3 cover pieces, and then I will come back and we will get this put together. Okay, so I've got my pieces all wrapped. The only other thing left to do is on the spine pieces on the outside edge, we just need to do some tape. So I did the other 2. Let me do this one really quickly. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my biggest piece and set it aside, because what we're going to do is we're going to assemble both of these sides as if it was just the cover itself. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get the backing off of the tape. I'm going to get glue in here. And I'm going to line this up on top. and drop it down. Okay, I'm going to do the other side, maybe. Okay, I'll slide that out there. I'm going to do the other one the exact same way. Okay, then I'm going to bring in my big centerpiece and do the same thing. And again with the other side. All right. Now, reinforcement pieces, I don't think I cut yet, so let me grab those really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so reinforcement pieces. All three of them are 6 7/8 high. I have two that are 5 inches that are going to go here and here. And then I've got one that is 6.5 inches, and that one's going to go here, except apparently it's a little bit on the short side, but that's okay. The back is covered completely with tape because that will keep this from bubbling or lifting or, you know, anything else when you put it down. I must have gone just a hair short on these, but that's okay. And the middle. And that's just going to reinforce our spine. Okay, so now I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to fold up and burnish. Fold it up this way and then pinch. I just find that that kind of helps set it the way I want it. Same thing here. Fold it up, pinch. And then finally in the middle, put everything in, and then pinch. Okay, so there it is. There's our cover. Everything is sitting exactly like we want it. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and we'll work on our two pieces that go inside next. Okay, so the two pieces that are going to go in here, one of them is going to go here, one of them is going to go over here, are going to be the same. So I built one, we're going to do the other one together. So basically what we go through now, you're going to do 2 times. Okay. First piece is going to be 6 7/8 by 12. We are going to score this at 1 1/4, 6, and 7 1/4. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. The closure on this is going to be 2 by 6 with the 6 inch at the top of the scoreboard. We're going to score this at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2, and you can set that one aside. Now, first page is going to be 6 7/8 by 10 1/2. We're going to score this at 4 3/4 and 5 3/4. Okay. The next page set is going to be 6 7/8 by 10. And again, we're going to go 4 3/4 first. And then we're going to go 5 1/4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish the piece we just scored. Okay. And I'm going to fold and burnish, we're going to score some more in just 1 second, the piece right before it. So both of our page pieces, we're going to fold and burnish. Okay. And I'm going to glue this one inside this one in the middle. Okay. It's going to run exactly top to bottom. I just need to center it side to side. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. If you want to measure and mark where it needs to sit, that's absolutely fine. Okay. Move that back out of the way. The next piece we're going to have is you need 2 pieces that are 4 3/4 wide by, and I am really sorry, but this is half of the page with a 1/2 inch tab. So it's going to be 4 3/4 by 3 15/16. I'm sorry if you want to make it 3 7/8, so it's just that 1/16 of an inch short. By all means, go right ahead. It'll be an easier measurement if you're not used to measuring down that minute. But we're going to start with that 3 15/16 side at the top of the scoreboard and score it 1/2 inch on both of these. Okay. I'm going to miter. And fold and burnish. And those are going to go on the front here. And honestly, before you go at it with the glue, I would fold it and lay it down and make sure it's not protruding over this edge, because this edge will then go in here. But I found in doing the other one, I actually had that part of it fully assembled before I started putting page elements on, and it was not difficult, but wasn't ideal. Okay, so one of them goes on the front of this little page, whatever, I don't know what you would even call this, page grouping, I don't know, and the other one goes on the back. Okay, so next up we've got flaps. These are 5 by 6 7/8 with the 5 inch at the top of the scoreboard. You're going to score it 1/2 inch. And these I just got from scraps from cutting my other pieces, like my cardstock to wrap the covers and whatnot. So we mitered, we're going to fold and burnish. Okay, these are going to go in the next little area here. Okay, we did these to this outside edge. Okay, so we've got our front, and you're going to go to this back one here. So basically the back side of whichever page this flap went on. And for the most part, you really can put these elements wherever you want. You can change it up. You could do the whole thing with just, you know, these elements. You could come up with completely new elements. It's up to you guys. Okay, so now center section. We have a belly band. This is 4 by 7 7/8. With the 7 7/8 at the top of the scoreboard, I'm going to score it 1/2 inch. Turn it, and 1/2 inch again, and miter. Okay, and then there's going to be another belly band, so one's horizontal, one's vertical, and this is 3 by 5. So with the 5 at the top, I'm going to score 1/2 inch, turn it, and 1/2 inch again, and miter. Okay. All right, so this one, it can go either side in the middle of our little page set. Okay. I'm going to do that one on this side this time. I'm just going to center it up at the bottom, like so, and then this one will sit like this on top. And that's an element you guys have seen me use a lot. I don't know, I just think it's fun. It's a good place to put tags, that kind of thing. Yeah, so, okay, last thing is a pocket. The pocket is 4.5 by 5 3/4. I'm going to start with the 5 3/4 at the top, score it 1/2 inch, turn it, 1/2 inch again, turn, and 1/2 inch. And we're going to miter all the way through where our score lines cross in the bottom corners, and then miter at the top, and then fold and burnish. Okay, and that's just going to go on this opposite side. Now, when I did the original album, part of what bothered me when I went back and looked at it was I had done like a normal hinge where you're, you know, folding and gluing and, you know, just everything that goes with a normal hinge. And then normal pages, and it just made them really bulky, and quite honestly, going back and looking at it, and this too was partially because I used tape to attach literally everything. Like, it was almost like I didn't know glue existed. Actually, I didn't have good glue. I did not have art glitter at that point. And it just made it really hard to turn. It made it feel really bulky. It caused, you know, like the page with the flap like that to kind of warp, just because everything was so tight and so crammed in there, and I didn't like that. So that's why I, you know, that and the overall construction of it was why I decided, you know, after being asked a question about it, that I need to redo this project. So, all right, so now we've got our base piece. Okay, And this is the only place it's going to differ, and this is why we did this part first. Okay, so this one opens up this way. This one I'm going to turn so that, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish right there to make our insert. Okay, so this is going to go down centered up right here. You're going to have about 1/8 of an inch-ish on each side, because this is 1 inch, that is 1 1/4. Okay. So again, I'm just going to pinch it closed. I'm actually going to do it upside down because I can see better where to start it on this end that does not have those flaps. Okay. And there you go. So that's going to fold up. This little piece is going to come around like so. And then this, did I just do this upside down? No, I did not. Okay, good. All right, so this piece is going to close down over this side. Your closure, you're just going to fold that first score line and line it up on the back here. So just center it up. And, you know, I was watching parts of my tutorial back and like how I measured and marked and all this and somehow still end up, you know, just slightly off. So I just eyeball them now and I'm much happier. All right, so we've got our two pieces. I am going to do a magnet closure on that. So let me find some magnets really quick. Oh, where'd they go? There they are. Actually, no, I'm going to use those. So these are some that I don't think she has them now, but they were the not graphic 45, 49 and market ones that Tamara had a little bit ago, and they are thinner than the basic gray that she normally carries. And I know she was not a huge fan of these, but I don't mind them. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out where that needs to go, about right there, and put that down, and then figure out, okay, so this one needs to go like so. Hope if I can get it kind of centered on my magnet there. Okay, and then I can just flip this up and over and tack it down where it needs to go. Okay, so there's one. Let's do the other one. And I know she said she had an issue with these breaking, and they are thin enough. I can totally see how that would happen. Because that does happen with these like super thin ones. Obviously not ideal, but it's okay. All right, so there we go. Put that one down. And open that up and lay it down. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to grab the base. And the way I had done this originally is one of them went here, and I think the other one, nope, actually, this one went all the way out here, this one went here. Okay, it's up to you. You could put them both like this. You could flip the orientation of one of them So it goes like this, and then they open opposite each other. I'm going to do these exactly how I did the original. And because of the sizing, you don't need to mat underneath these, which is another, you know, kind of bonus to this whole project. Okay, so I've got glue all over the back of that. And I'm going to just place this down, center it up on my little 5x7 panel here. Make sure everything is good, and we're good. Okay, this side, I'm going to go ahead and get the glue on the back. And if you're worried about getting it too far to one side or the other, I'm going to lay it down face down here, and then just close that over on top of it and pick it up. And then I can worry about top to bottom, which actually I'm like right on. Okay, so there you go. That is my Duo mini album. For the closure, for the outside, I had just done ribbon. You can go ahead and mat and decorate to your little heart's content. If you wanted to add, well, you don't really have, I was going to say you could add like another pocket or something right here, but you don't really have the space. If you wanted to do that, you would need to increase your spines. But I like it just like it is. Somehow I keep thinking my camera's more this way because I think it used to be. But sorry about that. So there you go. There is the Duo mini album. Redone with better techniques, I think. As always, thank you for watching. If you end up making this, by all means, please share it in Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. You can also share it on my page, Scrapping Under the Influence. You can tag me on Instagram at Scrapping Under the Influence. And I also have another group on Facebook called Scrap Happy Peeps that you can share this or any project you make. It doesn't have to be affiliated with me, Country Craft Creations, anything. It can be something you've designed, something you've scrap lifted, something, that's nothing to do with paper, something you've sewn. Whatever you want, whatever you've made, we want to see it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.